everyone, it's Sarah here from Chorley Pilates, and it's more of our technique series. So if you're doing workouts at home, whether it's following my live online classes, a YouTube video or a DVD, making sure that your technique is really good is going to help you to build stronger, more efficient muscles, and it's also going to help you prevent or lower that risk of injuring yourself while you're working out. So technique is really, really important. Range of movement and strength are things that we add on as we get better at our technique in exercises. So today we're going to have a look at the lunge. Lunge is an exercise that is used in many, many different types of workouts, whether it's a dance-based one, a hip workout. They can be used in classes like Zumba, step, all sorts of classes use lunges. So I'm going to show you how to do a really good Pilates lunge and maybe point out some of the pitfalls that people can get trapped into where they will risk injury, okay, or they won't be working the body quite as well as they could. So a lunge is basically you're in a split stance and you're bending both knees. Okay, so that's a lunge. But technique, really important, as I've said. So what we're going to have a look at is coming into that stance first of all. Make sure that you're stood with your feet hip distance. So you want to have your heels directly underneath those hip bones. Step 1 foot forwards. Okay, you want a good stance. Step onto that leg so that you can lift the heel at the back. Now, I've got my feet, they're still hip distance. If you go narrower, you're going to feel very wobbly and unstable. So make sure your feet stay hip distance. Check that both your hips are pointing forwards. It can be tempting to turn those hips a little. That's going to take your standing leg out of alignment, and it's going to put extra pressure on the inside of your knee joint. So rotate hips pointing forwards the same way as your toes. Now let's lengthen that spine and make sure that we're in neutral spine. So soft curve here, abdominals pulled in all the way up, including the bottom of the ribs, so I'm not arching, I'm pulled in. Now in a Pilates lunge we take the shoulders forwards so that they're over the toes. Now the reason for this is, as you lower and push back up, it's actually less strain on the knee joint and your leg muscles are working more effectively. Okay, so you'll often see lunges done with people upright. Okay, that's a lot of strain through the knee joint. Let's take that tilt forwards, lengthen the spine. Now, keeping arms over the chest for the first ones, just so that we can focus on what the body is doing. Bend both knees, but feel like you're pressing into that front leg and push back up. So what I'd like you to be feeling in that front leg is that as you lower, you can feel the leg muscles back of the thigh and the top of the thigh switching on. Glutes working, that's your bottom muscles as well. Okay, so I'm just going to turn a little bit and show you what can happen. If you're not switching on that hamstring, so the back of your thigh, what will happen as you lunge is that, can you see how my hip has stuck out to the side? Now that's made my knee twist inwards. My back is under tension that it shouldn't be under. Okay, and that's not good for my knee joints, not good for my hips. So if I line everything up, I can now feel that hamstring switch on and I'm coming up. Okay, so once we've got that technique, we can do some really good quality lunges. So lengthen the body out. This is your working leg, the front leg, your back leg is just a stabiliser. Keep that spine lengthened. You're going to take a breath in as you come down. Now think of pushing through that front leg, exhale, push up. Inhale, coming down. Exhale, pushing up. Now as I've said, range of movement will come the better your technique gets. So keep it really small if you need to. So particularly if you've got a knee injury at the minute. Small but quality lunges will get all the right muscles working, and you will get bigger improvements and faster improvements if your technique is good. Okay, just make sure you do same amount on each side. Hip distance, hips square to the front, same direction as the toes, hinged forward, spine lengthened, and coming down into that lunge, knees going over the toes and pushing back up. So I'm making sure I feel that hamstring switch on, hips are staying level, I'm not hitching, and pushing up. So being very aware of what you're feeling in your body as you work can go a long way to getting a great technique. That's why in Pilates I like to do the exercises slowly. One, you can work your breath much more effectively, and two, you can focus on your technique much more. So hopefully that's helped you. We're going to keep working through this series of techniques, but if anyone does have any requests for a particular exercise that you'd like me to break down and talk you through, please let me know and I'll try and incorporate that into the series.